Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arakar, Kudash. Double honors unto the elder apostles, the great Musa, and well. Shalom to the whole full elect. This is by Allah. Title of this video will be determined upon upload. What I want to delve into is basically this captivity, man. This hell that we're in is intensifying. Alright? And it's kind of it's the way things go. You know, I'm sure there'll be some Esau has some slick way of saying this, but it's usually, you know, like with the best way to say it. Actually, I'll go into the scriptures. Is well, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, says great power. With great power comes great responsibility. That reminded me. And the word says, much is given, much is required. So, as the spectrum broadens, you know, on one side it is equaled out by the other side. So, as we know, we're in a time of Daniel where it speaks about wisdom. You know, basically, you know, the abundance of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, wisdom shall, I forget verbatim in Daniel 12, but it speaks about it becoming. I'll read it quickly. In Daniel 12 and 4, I'll get right to the point. It says, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. We're in a time of that knowledge being increased. We're in the information age. So with social media, even a couple of days ago, that just reminded me, I got to do a video on it. AI was introduced onto Google. So now it's basically doing what Google's already done in summarizing certain tidbits of it, whatever you're looking up. But they're introducing AI. You know, they're trying to normalize the use of AI and get people used to it. So this is really, you know, the influx of information. You go on YouTube, you're trying to watch one video, then you got access to so many other videos, shorts on your video, then you have the drop bar with long videos, then you can drop the actual video and then you can search and look for things. You can go on shorts, you know, subscription. It's a lot of information. Nah, the mind is only built to deal with so much information. And this is something that Esau is utilizing to, you know, exhaust you in this battle of attrition, because this is what we're locked in. Most battles are a battle of attrition, and this is our battle of attrition is down to quote unquote willpower. All right, how much we can put our willpower, you know, channel our willpower into the word of the Heavenly Father. But if you're exhausted before you get there, if you go watch a screen and then they've got tidbits of information overflowing your mind and this, that, and that, it's stuff you're interested in, but it's not necessarily useful in terms of salvation, then when it gets to times for you to get to doing the things that pertain to salvation, you got brain fog, you're mentally drained, all this type of stuff. And this is something I believe I see the elder Yashawamba post on his YouTube, which is this picture here, this image. It says, if you keep people exhausted and distracted, they won't organize. All right? If you keep them struggling and divided, they won't resist. The system isn't broken, it's working as designed. Right? So, and this is, you know, this is what's happening right now. You know, it's a battle of attrition, and your mind is being co-opted. All right? Esau is basically taking your mind from you and just making you into a hamster on a wheel, as it shows you the images on here, right? So basically, I've got a couple of precepts to delve into this that goes into that point, and Lord willing, you be edified. So it's the book of Daniel 7 and 24, but the point's in verse 25. So it says, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. All right, and before I go actually start, just to make it known, the reason why this is being done is because Esau Edom, right, the so-called white man as he's known today, the elites of this world, the 1%. The reason why they're doing this, all right, is for the sake of an attempt to basically get this truth out of the way. All right. It's funny because even recently I got like a couple. I got a bag of channels, so I got different videos, playlists that I watch from time to time. You know, like throwback videos 7 years ago, 15 years ago, 20, different types of videos, whether it be music, just information, whatever. I go back and check out every so often. But there was one video by Ty Lopez, and it's like a 2 minute video, but it's unlisted. And I saw the comments. No one ain't commented on it in 9 years. So it's funny to me because I'm fucking hell. This video here is unlisted, and I don't even want to comment on it because he might then take it down, like put it private. But the fact that it's unlisted says a whole lot, because even the video, I could see how it go against him, all right, in this modern day and era. But it shows you that the word, you know, the information that's been presented to the people is a set form of information. And you can only imagine, if Ty Lopez is doing that, you can only imagine how far this truth is being carried. So it really goes into why this man is trying to, you know, wear out the saints, as it's going to say, by means of, you know, messing with your concentration and building out algorithms to basically absolve your willpower, all right? And hopefully go against you. So this is the book of Daniel 7:24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, all right? So this is talking about Europe, the EU, all right, which was known originally as the ECC, I believe, which had 10 nations to begin with. And another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first. Sorry, this is talking about the time of, it's prior to the EU, all right? And it shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue the three kings. It's talking about America, the three kings being ones prior, all right? I believe the three kings, I got to double check this now, man, because I want to say the three kings being the UK, British, the Spanish, and the French. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time. All right? And this is, you know, that time is basically fulfilled. All right? This man's on borrowed time. All right? But the point being, and I'll read on the point, verse 25, and he shall speak great words, all right, against the Most High. So this man, Esau Edom, is speaking great blasphemous words, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. All right? So how is this man wearing out the saints of the Most High? The main tool of that would be oppression. All right? The word oppress, or to oppress someone, means to press down on their spirit. All right? So the turning of things upside down. This is where, you know, this is being done, but only where we have our own selves to blame. All right? We have to carry our own burdens. We have to bear it, because bear the iniquity of the Most High, because we sinned against him. All right? But the sword of the Heavenly Father is Esau Edom. All right? He's being utilized to establish that. But he, as I've said before, he's gone past the mark in terms of what he's meant to do. All right? And that's why it says, you know, he basically is wearing out the saints by those means. All right? And that's one of the biggest proponents is, especially being in this time of the information age, is basically use of information. All right? He's just overloaded, just over giving you information, and it's worthless information to basically take you away from what you need to do, whether it be in the workplace, the news, everything out here is designed according to what it says on the label, Babylon. All right? The land of confusion. It's a place where it's meant to confuse you. All right? So I want to go into this example as to why this is being utilized as a tool. Okay? Because basically, our power, we're able, anything you put your hand to do, do it with all that might and that strength. We're Israelites, man. We're the choice seed. All right, we're able to do anything we put our mind to. All right, but the best way to get one up on us, one over on us, is to basically utilize the covenant that we've been placed into. All right, the book of the Apocrypha goes into it. What's the name of the book? Judith. All right, I was thinking Judith goes into it. All right. So let's read into this. It's the book of Daniel 6:1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, because he had 120 provinces, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Right. So it shows you this is an exemplary Israelite, living up to his name, Daniel Allah, judge of the Most High. All right, judge of power. All right, my judge of power. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion or fault. Right, he did his job down to the T. I like reading this as well, because this is something I go through every workplace I work. I got more of a picture, like I work, you got different forms of intelligence, different learning methods. I learn better in pictures, so you might show me something and you're meant to take notes, and I'll say I don't need to take notes, just show me it a couple times, let me run it a couple times, and I know it. Like even my workplace, I've learned a couple things, and if you ask me where the notes are, I got no notes whatsoever, none. I just remember it all through picture. Like, yeah, I meant to do it. I got a feel for it, is the best way to say it. So through that, people will try and think, or try and start shit and do stuff, start rumors, or hope to, get me up out the way or do stuff. But you read it, this is where we find our comfort. It's comforting when you read scriptures like this, and the man greater than you went through this, so you know that, oh man, this is light work, because he dealt with it on a whole different level. Alright, so anyway, reading on. But they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Right, so they couldn't find not a thing amiss. Right, verse 5. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his power. For these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains, have consulted together to establish a royal statute, and to make a firm decree, that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god, or of any for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Right? So basically, it was to worship him, that idol, that statue of him, as a god. Alright? And if you didn't want to do that, you'd have to put a petition in. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber towards Yerushalayim, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day, and prayed and gave thanks before his power, as he did aforetime. So it ain't night changed. Man was on the same type of time. He said, yeah? Alright. Went into his room and carried on praying. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his power. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any power or man within 30 days, saving thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. The king, and this really shows you, Daniel could have, and this even shows you, because there's that little 30 days thing even shows you the integrity of Daniel, because he could have said, all right, for 30 days, won't do this and that, and I'll just put a petition in. He was bold. He did it nonetheless. All right, he didn't take out where for 30 days he could have just not prayed to the Lord. All right, he understood that connection to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem El Shai, Ba'ashem El Qadash, was integral in his day-to-day walk. All right, the king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which ought not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. There you go. All right. So the point being is that this ain't like new. All right. The attempt of wearing out the saints, for one thing. But the point being is that they understood and was aware that the way you get through and break down, attempt to break down that wall, that fortitude that we have in a stronghold of the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem El Shai, is to basically take us away from our power. All right? So whatever means could be set in place. Even a 30 days stipulation shows you that it was an attempt to form a detachment from our power, in hopes that obviously throughout that 30 days, they're gonna have to worship the statue, right? It's gonna have to be reviewed, or there's gonna be not a grace period, or like a cool off period, all right, where you can't do certain things, and then whatever it may be, all right. But the point being is that there's an understanding that they're trying to wear away at your faith, all right. Wisdom of Solomon goes into it, all right, how it speaks about the children of Israel, saying that we have the Most High as our Father, and we count all these heathen nations as counterfeit. And they basically, when they hear these things, they say, yeah, is that what you believe? Okay, let's try your words. Okay? And this is a show, an example of that. All right? And Esau is doing this to the 100th power. Right? His whole thing is to take you away from your power. Even if it be for a moment, for a day. Satan tries to get at you bit by bit, little by little. That's why it says in the Apocrypha, Sirach, be not ignorant of a matter small or great, all right? Because it starts by chipping away, all right? You find a little chink in the armor, that's a way in. You just have to keep chipping at it, all right? So I'll close out with this. It's the book of Matthew 24:9. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right? This is why these things are happening, for the sake of the Heavenly Father. All right? We are a visual, as I always say, we're a visible representation of the invisible power. The Heavenly Father could, which would never happen, could walk upon amongst the people, which technically, as we are man. They would love to get their hands on it. All right? Just like they do to us. All right? Then you have the parable of Yahweh Shai about the garden being lent out and the servants being sent before the highlands, and then ultimately the son being sent, and they said, yeah, if we kill him, then it will be ours forever. And that's what they sought to do. So it lets you know if they could get the Heavenly Father, man, that's why all that spite and ill intention is showing toward us or you as a brother or a sister is in the intents is an intent they have toward the Heavenly Father. All right, verse 10. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So it's like I'm kind of flying through it. But this is a time we're into. You're seeing more and more news reports of guardians killing their children, or parents killing their children, brothers killing brothers, and sisters killing, just heinous crimes being committed. And that's because it's the sentiment of the time. It's moving more and more close and fulfilling this prophecy all the more day by day. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same that shall be saved. And this is the, the, the key reason as to why I'm reading this. Alright? Because it's all about enduring. Alright? You have to endure unto the end. You have to. Alright? That's the main thing this is all about. It's a battle of attrition. You have to just keep chipping away at it, keep doing it. Because Satan's hopes is that you stop so he can get you up out of the way and say another one bites the dust. Let's get the other ones that remain. Alright? But the joke is we've already won. Alright? The Lord went on the cross 2,000 years ago and said it is done. It is finished. And then received his glory in the heavens. And as he prayed in Matthew 6, the 6th chapter, the Lord's Prayer, alright, he said, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in heaven as in earth. And what was the will that was done in heaven? Yahweh Shai received his glory. Has he received his glory upon the earth? No. So surely that's going to happen according to the word that was written aforetime. Alright? So as I'll read it again, it says, verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right? That's it, plain. Then shall the end come. And we're going to see it soon. So just hold on, man. I'm nearly there. So with that, pray you're edified to the next one. Say shalom. Shalom.